Has addiction taken a toll on your family? Are you feeling helpless as you watch a loved one struggle? Does it seem like there is nobody to talk to? You don't have to do it alone. Our doors are always open. Family Night at the McShin Foundation.
My name is Marshall. I'm a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorder. I haven't used in over 31 years. And I say that to throw some hope out right away. You know, I like coming to programs like this. I like going to anniversaries because it reminds me of where I came from. You know, and got to give a shout out to John. You may not like John and everything that John does, but man, John does some incredible stuff. You know what I mean? And this Care Talk, him and Honesty, they put this together, man. You know, I just settle back and just think about the dream that I'm living, you know, and they are a part of it, you know. For me, man, this theme of Care Talks during the month of February, Black History Month, you know? And I got a couple of slogans in there by Martin Luther King to help me during the times that I was in jail, you know? I'd like to throw a couple of statistics at you. That's what I like to do. They started experimenting with heroin in 1874. Started experimenting with cocaine 1880, the takeaway. In 1924, it became illegal because of the addictive nature of the drugs. This the takeaway. For over 100 and some years, we've been trying to find a way to use safely without getting addicted. And it ain't working. It ain't working, you know? I mean, in my research, we had an epidemic in the 40s. And we also had an epidemic in the 70s, from 71 to 77. That was my era. that was when I was out there, full-fledged. Stuart could tell you, we riding to DC, we riding to New York, we riding everywhere to try to get on. You know? And I mean, we were just consumed by the drugs, man. I heard the brother talking about the jails and the institutions, man. You know? That was my story. I got arrested 1975 for the 6th time, and I got a sentence of 50 years with 25 years suspended. So in all reality, I ain't supposed to be here now. You know, I'm supposed to be still doing time, you know? Thank God for programs. I'll throw that out there. My solution to this thing is programs. Programs, you know? What's happening at this day and time, at the present, man, we got some programs, some credible programs at all our local jails. Hanover, Richmond, Henrico, Chesterfield, we got some credible programs. So like the brother said, you ain't got to wait until you get, and that's how we think. I got to wait until I get home. You know what I mean? I got to wait until this happens. I got to wait until this happens. You know what I mean? And man, I'm a facilitator at Pamunkey Regional. And I got some alumni out here now. And man, that touches me. That makes me feel real good to know that what I'm doing is not in vain. Because the message to myself, fight for what you believe in, you know? And I believe in this thing, man. I believe in this thing. I believe, one of my quotes, man, from Martin Luther King, I had a dream. I had a dream. John threw some numbers out last night 97% of the people that come into this fellowship and the other fellowship are going to relapse. My dream is analytics will eventually change. The numbers will eventually change. From my research, I know that there are incidents that happen in history that changes the face of history. Can you imagine what it would be like? I have already visualized it. Can you imagine what it'd be like if the numbers would change? If instead of 3 of 10, the numbers goes up to 5 or 10, would recover. Man, like they used to tell me a long time ago, get yourself together, man, you can write your own ticket, you know? City of Richmond had 1,700 arrests in 2019. I think it was like in 2018, we had Henrico and Chesterfield to had about 1,400 arrests. Hanover had 1,300 arrests. These were for drugs, drug paraphernalia, narcotics. I mean, people are still getting arrested for the use of drugs, you know? Programs. What catapulted me from where I was in Virginia State Penitentiary, I got to tell you now, the penitentiary is not even there anymore. You know, they tore it down. You know what I'm saying? That was one of my dreams. You know what I'm saying? One day, you know, it ain't gonna be here. You know what I mean? I thought that was the solution to my problem. You know what I mean? And you know, I just can remember days being in the penitentiary and looking outside of the wall, you know, and wondering, man, when are things gonna change? How can I change this thing? You know, part of the Black History Month, for the 7 times that I got locked up, I always thought it was the system. Not me, I always thought it was the system. I never connected the dots, never did. The police locked me up because he didn't like me. I was black in a black neighborhood, you know, and that was their job. That's what they intended to do, you know. And I soon, after I got there, John was coming down to Richmond City Jail. I was like, they full of shit. They going to get, they full of shit. They're going to get something to drink as soon as they leave here, you know. You know. Then I find out too, man, that you can't be responsible and do some of the things that they were doing. Same thing for me. I have not missed a day in Pamunkey in 3 years. You can't do that if you use it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be responsible if you use it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it worked for me. That's how it worked for me. I'm so grateful that I was introduced to a program early on. And I have to say this. When I came around, there's a couple of people here that came around before me, it wasn't a whole lot of black people. I always talk about this being difficult, this being hard. I throw some numbers out there to you, and everybody got to know it's a disproportionate number of blacks that get arrested. We make up 20% of the population in Virginia, and we make up 60% of the population in the Department of Corrections. And I was one of those statistics. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to still be doing time. You know, thank God for programs. And I'm telling you, I don't feel no sympathy for anybody that said they come here, man, this thing is hard. It's supposed to be hard. Because if it wasn't, I would have still been manipulating, navigating, lying, deceiving, and wondering why it didn't work. It's supposed to be hard. That's why I'm so grateful today. That's why I lived the dream today, because that shit was hard. And I got a confidence inside of me that tells me I can do anything I want to do, anything I put my mind to. Because I overcame, man. Martin Luther King, man. We shall overcome. You know what I mean? We shall overcome. But the message to myself is to continue to program and believe and fight for what it is that you believe. And my message to y'all, get a program. get a program. I don't mean a bullshit program. Get a real program. Thank you. Was that on time?